Today's reading is taken from the book of Matthew, chapter 13, beginning at verse 54, and is titled, A Prophet Without Honour. Coming to his own hometown, he began teaching the people in the synagogue, and they were amazed. Where did this man get his wisdom and those miraculous powers, they asked. Isn't this the carpenter's son? Isn't his mother's name Mary? And aren't his brothers James, Joseph, Simon and Judas? Aren't his sisters with us? Where then did this man get all these things? And they took offence at him. But Jesus said to them, A prophet is not without honour, except in his own hometown and in his own home. And he did not do many miracles there because of their lack of faith. As a child, I was the youngest of 5 brothers, considered the baby of the family. Well, at least to my elder brothers. What was generally expected was for me to follow the well-worn and trodden path of my elders. To go outside of these expectations was to bring forth condemnation and sometimes ridicule. Now, running the local pub, my parents had a place in the community, even hosting the local church fete every year. But that was the limit of their religious commitment, the unsocial hours of being a landlord at odds with church worship. My personal decision as a child was to take myself off to church each Sunday, and even as far as singing in the choir, and it was taken as akin to joining the Scouts or a 5-a-side football team. Growing up, my brothers would occasionally make jokes about my religion and visit to church each Sunday, asking me to say a prayer for them whilst there. As someone they had fought with, argued with, generally got into trouble alongside, they couldn't see me as one of those Christians, like the local vicar. Much later, when I decided to volunteer for CMS mission work in Uganda, my brothers decided that it was one of those cuckoo God things that I had decided to do, and it was best to let me get it out of my system. Now, my mother, for her part, felt that having a previous few years of struggle, I should take things easy for a while, enjoy the comfort that I now enjoyed. Working for the CMS, I spent 6 months in Crowther Hall training, and then 2 years as a mission partner in Uganda. During this time, I was encouraged to grow in my faith and help develop the same faith in others. The question you would have asked when meeting someone in Africa for the first time was not, Are you saved? But when were you saved and where? My faith had simply become part of who I was and how I saw others. When I returned back to the cold and damp of England, I was shocked, not only by the weather, but by the attitude of those around me towards God. Ticking the box marked C of E on forms was the same as ticking the box white middle class, just saying which club you belonged to, not really what you believed. Again, I was expected by my brothers to be one of the family, matching them drink for drink, risque joke for risque joke, and turning a blind eye to anything else. It was a fight to stay true to my beliefs and convictions as a Christian. Luckily then, I was offered my old job back with the Home Office, but also with it an opportunity to relocate to Yorkshire. Now, by then, I had got used to strange food and strange cultures, so I readily accepted them. Finding new churches and new friends in Leeds, I again began to believe myself to grow in faith. The strange thing I found was each time I travelled home to visit family, I reverted back to that baby brother. I was afraid to say or do anything that would give offence, almost becoming a Jekyll and Hyde character. Then my eldest brother died, and being the nearest person they had to a clergyman they knew, I was asked to be celebrant for the funeral service. Now my brother was a devout atheist, pouring scorn on anything I believed in. So it was quite a challenge for me to prepare something relevant to him. Thankfully the words came to me. With God's help I was able to give him the send-off we both and those attending would have approved of. In that service I believed I bridged the gap of what my family needed from me, and by extension the church, and what I wanted from my family, acceptance and belief. I still get ribbed from my remaining brothers for my faith, and although I don't think I ever will make ardent believers of them, all I can do is witness by my life and my commitment. Now, the hardest things we are called to do is to witness to family and friends around us. I remember the words, "A prophet is not without honour, except in his own town and in his own home." But then I remember to God all things are possible.